Self-navigating organic transport defragmentation transcription sequence tape number 8 initiating. Continuation of routine maintenance protocol as dictated by my creator. This current transcription covers events at Sparrow Crest Academy beginning in January 2018, as students hatch an elaborate and dangerous plan to stop Adelgonda from achieving her goals.
Gotcha!
Just run, Poppi!
Let go of him!
Ooh.
Phoebe! I didn't mean to knock him out. You took out an outlaw with a horse stall door, Phoebe.
I did, didn't I? Do you think he's all right?
I think he'll probably have a pretty big headache when he comes to, and I think it'd be better if none of us were here when he does. Phoebe, why don't you go get the sheriff?
I'll be back as fast as I can.
Well, we still don't have the stone.
What's that?
What?
That leather thingy with the stone in the middle. Is that some kind of necklace?
I don't know. I think Hoodoo had it around his neck, but I don't know what it is.
Lord, what happened? What do you kids hit me with? Hey, that's mine. Give me that.
Sheriff, help! Sheriff!
No sheriff is gonna take me in.
Mitch, close the stall door. Close the door!
You hear me? No law's gonna take me in.
Knock, Mitch, knock!
It's not gonna work.
I don't care, just do it!
Mission complete. Welcome back, Mr. Mitchell and friend Poppi. It has been 145 years since we last spoke.
What?
Snot humor attempt logged on June 15th at 9:17 a.m. Mission is complete. Marco Barrow's missing stone has been returned. Congratulations, Mr. Mitchell, on a successful return. I trust you had a pleasant trip.
Pleasant? No, Deb, I wouldn't say that. In fact, I'd be totally okay with never doing that again. Plus, we totally left Phoebe all by herself. What if Hoodoo has her?
Phoebe Kettlebaum, born Las Vegas, New Mexico, in 1863, later became a prospector in the Klondike Gold Rush of 1896, opened several of her own general stores in the Yukon Territory, and became wealthy enough to buy her own train.
I guess she did okay, Mitch.
Phoebe Kettlebaum, coolest girl in the entire Wild West.
Can we go home now? I just want to see my own room and my own bed. I just want a normal, everyday life back. Kettrick's not going to believe any of this.
Your wish is my command, Poppi Chase.
Hey, what's up, Buttercup? Why the long face?
Hey, Dad. Let's just say the last couple of days haven't been my best and brightest.
Uh-oh. Looks like it's time for me to bust out Stetson Pearl's big book of motivational quotes.
Oh, boy.
What's going on?
It just feels like everything I touch falls apart, and I'm letting everyone down. You don't think I'm a failure, do you?
Of course not. Far from it. However, one of my favorite motivational quotes deals with the concept of failure. The author said that the difference between average people and achieving people is their perception of and response to failure. It's all about how you allow yourself to perceive things. Remember, your attitude determines your altitude.
Thanks, Dad. I knew you'd make me feel better.
Anytime, Buttercup. Anytime.
Why are you looking at me like that, Cornelius? Yes, I know there are pressing matters at hand, but these crossword puzzles help me clear my mind. Now, what is an 8-letter word for unsympathetic? Right you are! Loveless! Snapdragons! I would know that sound anywhere.
Professor Barrow!
Welcome back, my friends. I trust Deb took good care of you?
I am incapable of any other type of care.
Deb, it's good to have you back, my old friend, though I have to say you were cutting it a bit close.
I would say that was out of my hands. However, I do not have any. Snot humor attempt logged on June 15th at 11:42 a.m.
I trust your quest was successful. Were you able to retrieve the stone?
Yes, it's right here.
Excellent! I am eager to hear all about your adventures, but that must wait for now. You must be tired. Time travel tends to leave one both hungry and tired, if I recall correctly.
You can say that again. I could definitely use a nap and wouldn't object to a snack.
Oh, I'm sure.
Professor, is Kettrick okay? She was stuck in the room with that creature when Deb took us away.
Oh, she's fine. And you will see her soon. But first, help yourself to something to eat. There are things for sandwiches in the refrigerator and fresh juice, courtesy of Mrs. Gertch from the cafeteria. Then I would suggest you each grab a sofa and catch a nap. It will be a long day and we have much to plan and to do. I must leave for a bit to attend to some things. There are no classes today, so you won't be disturbed. Cornelius, make sure to let our young friends rest.
Thank you, Professor.
Hey, Kettrick, what's up? You down here looking for old Bluegill? I'm surprised Miranda's not here. She's usually here every morning during her study hall.
Hey, Keely. Not sure. I was wondering the same thing. What are you doing down here? Haven't seen you hanging out at the pond before.
I'm trying out for the swim team next Monday. Figured I'd try something new. I heard that Athena makes the new recruits swim across the pond with her on their back. Can you believe that?
I do. And you should. I've seen her do it. She lives for that stuff. I'm sure you'll do fine, though. Just don't let her intimidate you. You're not quitting basketball, though, right?
No way. You know I'll always be a hooper. But swimming will help me keep in shape between seasons.
I hear you.
Hey, what's that under the bench you're sitting on?
Where? I don't see anything.
There. It's a piece of paper taped to your basketball.
What the heck? That wasn't there a few minutes ago. Let's see what it says. Dear sweet girl, I'm sure you're looking for your friend. Don't worry, she is with me and will be fine as long as you bring me what I need. No need for me to speak in riddles, as I'm sure you know all about the stones. After all, you had one that you kindly made available to me. But I need all 3 stones. Your 2 friends that made the time jump hopefully completed their task and will have retrieved the stone they went after. They should be returning with their prize soon. After all, your friend Poppi is very persistent. You will bring the stone and the 3rd one to me in the astronomy tower at midnight tonight. If you don't bring what I require, then it will give me a chance to feed my pets. I believe you've met one of them already the other night and in the science building. It's been a while since they've been fed, and they've been watching Miranda here at the pond for quite a while. It will be like having an old friend. For dinner. In anticipation, A.
What in the world is that about? Who is A and why do they have Miranda? Kettrick, what's going on?
Well, you know her as Addie Perez, but she's also more.
I'm confused.
Me too, but not as much as I was. Here, grab a seat. I'll tell you what I know, but you might wish I hadn't.
Kettrick!
Hey, easy there. You're gonna break my ribs. Hey, new kid. Glad to see you made it back in one piece. This is Keely. I don't know if you've all met yet.
Thanks. Hey, Keely.
What happened to you both? Where did you go?
Well,
Oh, don't worry. Keely's cool. She's in our inner circle. You can explain it in front of her.
Okay, well, we went back in time to the Old West. I can't believe those words are coming out of my mouth, but it definitely happened.
Wow, what was it like? Were there like tumbleweeds and outlaws? And did you drink sarsaparillas?
Well, I did see some tumbleweeds and got way too close to a bunch of outlaws. One in particular, but I don't recall any sarsaparilla. Not sure I even know what that is.
Me neither, really. I just always wanted to say it.
I think it's some kind of old soft drink.
Indeed it is. I'm happy to see you both refreshed, and I wish this reunion came at happier times. But we have much to plan. We have a witch to stop tonight.
A what?
Yep, I didn't get to that yet.
And I don't know much about any of this, so I'm all ears.
You heard correctly. A witch. An ancient South American one, and for the past several months, she has been controlling the mind and body of a local school board member, Ms. Addie Perez.
See, I told you something was up with her.
Well, looks like you were right.
Let's go over to the table. Keely, please pass me that rolled up map in the corner over there.
Here, Professor.
Thank you, Keely. Ah, look here. Here is where Sparrow Crest Academy is located on the map. Here is the Science Center right next to the tower. And here is the Cave of Laconia. This is where we must go to find Adelgonda and interrupt her spell on Ms. Perez. Adelgonda will be weak from using her powers, and we can only hope that we succeed in breaking the spell.
How will we break the spell, Professor?
Adelgonda has been harnessing her own energy to cast spells and maintain power over Ms. Perez. This requires much concentration, and she needs to keep herself hidden deep within the cave of Laconia for protection. It is virtually impossible to break these types of spells while they are actively being cast. There is, however, one material that will physically weaken Adelgonda and interrupt her spell casting.
What is it?
Peruvium.
What's Peruvium? Where are we going to get that?
It's a mineral extracted from Earth's crust and often used in building materials. It is not a very abundant mineral, which makes it expensive to use. It's often engineered for strength, durability, and permeability, which makes it one of the best and most sought-after building materials to use. I believe that these same properties are so strong that it will weaken the witch's powers. Fortunately for us, we have this very material ready to use in the construction project for the astronomy tower.
I heard Miss Perez and you talking about Peruvium that day we got whisked away with Deb.
Yes, Poppi. Adelgonda had Ms. Perez come to my office that night to try and convince me that we need to use a more cost-effective material for our construction project. But what she really wanted was to make sure that Peruvium wasn't on the construction materials list. Using Peruvium would definitely limit the witch's powers on our campus.
So how do we get it into our hands? And how are we going to use it?
A very good question indeed, Keely. Peruvium bricks are not easy to move around, and we have to consider how much Peruvium we need to weaken and stop Adelgonda. According to my calculations, if Poppi and Mitch come with me to the cave and we each take 2 bricks, it should be enough to interrupt the flow of Adelgonda's energy. She is already weakened by using her powers for too long. It takes great concentration to wield this energy. Once it is interrupted, it will take many, many years for her to naturally regain enough strength to cast her spells again. She won't have the strength to control Ms. Perez or any other innocent victims. She'll be a shadow of her former self. A shade, if you will.
What is the witch truly after? Why is she controlling Miss Perez and sending creatures to Sparrow Crest, searching for stones?
Something very precious was taken from her many years ago, and having the power of the 3 stones is the only way she can get back what she has lost. I suspect that getting what she wants will have dire consequences for all of us, so we must stop her.
How can Keeley and I help, Professor?
Well, Ketrick, on the night that Mitch, Poppi, and I go to the cave to stop Adelgonda, we need you to stop Addie Perez. All the lore that I have read indicates that to harness the full power of the stones, all 3 need to be nested in the small statue that I keep in my office. When the stones are all in place, the statue will vibrate and have a blue aura. However, once the spell is started, the statue will give a green glow, like Ms. Perez's eyes. That's the telltale sign of her magic. It casts a horrible green glow. Now, this next step is very important, Ketrick. Poppi and Mitch and myself will explore the cave until we locate her hiding place, and then place the Peruvian near her. She should be too wrapped up in casting the spell to notice us. When you deliver the remaining 2 stones to Addie, she will doubtless put you under an enchantment to prevent your interference. Probably the same one she placed on you previously, Ketrick. She will assume you are no longer a threat, but you will be once the Peruvian takes effect. We will have no way of contacting you to let you know, so you and Keeley must watch Addie closely. More specifically, watch her eyes. When the Peruvian begins to work, her eye color will begin to cycle between green and her natural brown. When the colors start to alternate, you should find yourselves able to move again. At that point, although it pains me to say it, you must smash the statue. Now, fret not. You won't be able to damage the stones. The statue will be an unfortunate loss, but one that I'm willing to make to disrupt the circuit of the stones, which will in turn deplete what little power Adelgonda has left after channeling so much of her energy into the incantation. Now, let us break to have a little dinner and get ourselves focused before we leave. I will meet everyone back here at 9 p.m.
Greetings, Professor.
Hello, my friend. Thank you again for keeping the students safe.
I am happy that I was able to be of service. I sense distress in your voice, indicating doubt and hesitation. Is everything fine?
I've never been able to get anything past you. I need a favor. I need to borrow your stone, the one that powers you. I realize that without it, you will not be able to think on your own.
I trust you. Do what you must.
Thank you. I will return it as soon as possible.
Well, here goes nothing. Ready, Keeley?
Sparrow crest above the rest, right?
Right.
Welcome, young sparrows. Come in and join the party. Did you bring me the stones and the statue?
Yes, Miss Perez. We brought you everything you asked for.
Excellent. Hand them to me and then have a seat over here while I gather the remainder of my things. I see you recognize my other guests. Miranda, Selena, Regina, and Athena, all secured nicely in restraints. For their own safety, of course. And my beloved creatures over there. Such a shame how their bodies have become withered and worn over time, with you having only half a soul. Soon you will be whole again, my friends.
What's happening? I can't feel my legs. Or my arms. Ketrick, I can't move.
Neither can I, Keeley. Don't worry. It's just like the professor said, remember? Watch Miss Perez's eyes.
Do not fret, young sparrows. You've been temporarily immobilized so I can work without any interruptions. Do not resist and you will do fine. Well, let's just see how these stones fit into the statue. There's 1, and there's 2. That completes it. 3 stones fit perfectly into the statue. It's working! Can't you feel the power? Now for the spell. Yes, it is time. The transition will be complete soon. Feel the power of the stones, my friends. Soon you will be as you once were.
How much farther into the cave? It's so dark and the ground is all slimy. It doesn't look like she's here, or that anyone in their right mind would be here.
Yeah, I don't think she's in her right mind. Man, I think the straps in my backpack are about to break. These bricks weigh a ton.
Shh, not far now. I can see the bats have quieted and stopped flying about the cave. A sure sign that we are getting closer to her. Quiet now. Be ready to put the Peruvian bricks down when I say. Here, just ahead and across this passageway. This is where we will lay the bricks down and create a barrier so Adelganda can't move into the next section of the cave.
What now, Professor?
Now, Poppi, we wait.
Yes, it is working! I had forgotten what true power felt like. Pure power everywhere, traveling through the cosmos and merging here through these stones. Too long ago did that shaman trap the souls of my sweet daughters in the stones. My Zenobia, Tomasa, and Fortunata. Soon we will be reunited. Soon we will.
Ketrick, look at her eyes. They're starting to flicker.
Are you sure?
Yes, they went brown and then bright green again.
Yeah, you're right. I'm starting to get the feeling back in my arms and legs. What about you?
Yeah, me too.
That means Poppi, Mitch, and the professor must have found where she hid herself and planted the Peruvium.
Soon we will. Something is wrong.
Okay, Keely, now's the time. You're faster than me. Remember the plan. Make a dash for the statue and hurl it off the platform. It will break when it hits the ground. End this.
Right.
Do it, Keely!
No, you foolish girl. No! What happened? Where am I? What am I doing here?
Who tied me to this table? Miss Perez, my parents will hear about this.
That's right.
I wouldn't want to be you.
Ketrick, is it really over? Is she gone?
Miranda, you remember everything that happened?
Unfortunately, I was looking for old bluegill, and then when I was walking back up the path, one of her creatures jumped up out of the bushes, grabbed me, and brought me here.
It must be because you weren't under a spell. That's why you can remember, and Miss Perez and the Meskies can't.
Makes sense.
Thanks for saving me, guys.
Sparrow crest above the rest, right?
Right.
Are you all just gonna stand over there in a huddle, or are you gonna untie us?
Are you sure we can't just leave them here?
Hey.
All right.
I'm not sure what went on here at all, but it looks like you were right about Perez.
Wow. Regina Mesky admitting someone else was right?
Don't get used to it.
Miranda, can you finish up here? There's one more thing Keely and I have to take care of.
Okay, sure, but we need to talk soon.
I promise. Thanks. Yes, they're still here. The statue shattered, but the stones aren't even scratched. We better get them back to the professor.
I can't believe that worked. I hope Ketrick and Keely were able to... Yes!
I am truly relieved to see you. I trust everything went as planned?
Yes, Professor.
There is much we must discuss. I'm eager to hear how everything went in the tower, but not tonight. It is very late. Closer to tomorrow than today. Go, rest. You have all earned it. I will send for you all tomorrow.
You don't have to convince me. I'm whooped.
Professor, I grabbed the stones from the base of the tower before we left.
Well done, Ketrick. Thank you. We'll speak more tomorrow. Good night.
Good night, Professor.
Good morning, guys.
Hey, Keely, thanks for being there and helping Ketrick with everything last night.
Yeah, thanks. Even new kid here appreciates you.
You know my name is Mitch, right?
That's what I said.
I don't know what you did, Poppi, but I'm sure somehow you and your little third-party lizards here were behind it. There's no way Miss Perez would have been acting like that on her own.
Clearly they drugged her. Or something.
That's crazy. You're crazy. Regina, you don't buy this, right? Whatever. That's what we get for helping.
Pop Chase, Mitch Mitchell, Ketrick Pearl, Keely Bolt, please report to the science building. Thank you.
Look who's being summoned. Run along.
We're on to you, losers. Be seeing you.
Thank you for coming. I just wanted to thank you all for your efforts during this whole situation. I also trust you realize the need to keep what happened to yourselves. We don't want to cause unnecessary alarm. The threat of Adelgonda is over, at least for now. She is severely weakened and has likely fled to safety, perhaps even back to her homeland.
I still can't believe we went back to the past. That was wild.
I'm sure you have many more wild adventures in your future, young man. But as for today's business, we need to disperse these stones. To keep them together invites greed and a thirst for power, as you so recently witnessed. One stone will be restored to Deb. It is her power source, and she its protector. I will find a new protector for the second stone. My grandfather was its protector until it was taken by the outlaw Hoodoo Brown. As for the third stone, if I'm not mistaken, Ketrick has someone in mind to serve as that stone's protector. Ketrick, will you do me the honor of uniting the third stone with its protector?
Yes, Professor.
Okay. I do believe that concludes our business for today. Thank you again. And I hope that the rest of your school year is uneventful.
Thank you, Professor.
I understand now. You weren't getting rid of the stone. You were loaning it to me to do what needs to be done. You are its protector. Marco may have been clumsy, but he gave it to you intentionally. Hey, you're turning blue again already. Miranda will be happy. I didn't have the heart to tell her that you weren't blue anymore. If you don't mind, you should show up for her every once in a while. See ya.
Hey boss, didn't think you'd be in after the big party last night. How was it?
Honestly, I don't really remember much about it. I got picked up by the car she sent for me, and then it's mostly just blank. I do need to run an errand this morning, though. I should be back in a few hours.
Okay, later.
It's okay. You can come out. It's only me.
Is it you, child? Is it truly you?
Yes, Mother. They interrupted your spell, but not before my spirit was able to inhabit this body. You chose these vessels well.
We must be patient. For now, you must have them believe that you truly are Regina. Let them think that they have won for now, my Zenobia.
You have been listening to the Mysteries of Sparrowcrest podcast, The Stone Seekers, Part 4, 3 Eyes Are Better Than One, featuring Jocelyn Bissett, Alexa Markowitz, Melina Mitchell, Destiny Brissett, Tristan Schult, John Mitchell, Sarah Schult, Ryan Breen, Madeline Devins, Lorelei Rivera, Jennifer Davis, Lydia Peckrell, Araya Pierre-Louise, Lily Reed, Keith Schult, and Susan Edwards. Mysteries of Sparrowcrest is created by Elizabeth Gay, Stephanie Petro, Elizabeth Dubé, and John Mitchell. Produced by John Mitchell. Original theme music composed by The Infinity Cycle. Mysteries of Sparrowcrest is available on all major podcast listening platforms. If you enjoyed the episode, please consider leaving us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcast or Spotify to assist other students in finding our podcast. Mysteries of Sparrowcrest is produced in conjunction with the Peru Central School District and the Peru After School Career Exploration Program.